Welcome to growthtofreedom.com, the show that brings you inspiration, transformation, and leadership. We're helping you connect the dots, see the blind spots, and get unstuck so you can go out and generate more leads, more sales, more profits. More importantly, so you can go out and have a bigger reach, a bigger impact, and make a bigger contribution.
So let me ask you this. You ever meet somebody that walks their talk on the front stage and the backstage, that they're true to their values, that are someone who goes way out of their way to help others, at times even more than themselves, and then you see them succeed as one of the good guys in business? How does that strike you as you're watching or listening right now? The reason I bring that up is someone who I've been inspired by the way he lives, the way he leads, the way he works at home, the way he works his business, and has for, close to 2 decades that we've gotten a chance to know each other. He's someone who's a trusted connector for high-level entrepreneurs for well over a decade, and helping get those introductions that literally have been worth millions and millions of dollars. He creates positive change on a global scale by facilitating these connections between influential people to get them to come together to make the world a better place. And that's not just a saying from him, that's who he is. His name is Kevin Thompson. I'm lucky enough to call him a friend, a peer, all kinds of stuff. Someone I look at as a mentor in a lot of ways because of the way he lives his life. And I've been inspired by your work, Kevin, and who you are, what you do, and a whole lot more. So welcome to this episode.
Well, thank you, Dan. I mean, it's my pleasure to be here because, man, right from the first time we met all the way back in 2007, I mean, you and I just made a connection right off, and there's been a whole lot of pretty amazing water under the bridge since then. So
yes. And I know you've had quite the business journey. You built a 7-figure, online business. You have helped in this range of, getting people connected together for, relationship building, deal making, and a whole lot more. That's translated into multi-millions, hundreds of millions of dollars over time. So, as you see how the world has changed, right? I mean, it's changed. That's just the way that it is in the last, 6 to 9 months. And, you're still, really growing a great business. You're working with a lot of entrepreneurs. So you get behind the curtain, you've got, close to 100 clients in a very high profile kind of community that you've built up called Tribe for Leaders. What do you see right out there going on right now, Kevin, that are some of the biggest challenges or mistakes that a lot of people might be making as they're looking at making this move with what's happened?
Well, I think a lot of entrepreneurs they want to grow their business, and they even want to find partners that, strategic partners that can help them grow their business. But a lot of times they're focused on the wrong thing, especially when it comes to currency. A lot of people think that, we've all had somebody approach us and say, hey, if you send me business or if you refer business my way, I'll compensate you. And, they mistakenly think that money is the most important currency when it's not. There's 4 other currencies, and TIMER is a good acronym for them. There's time, identity, money, energy and reputation or relationships. And in many cases, the relationship is the far more valuable currency to people, especially established entrepreneurs. And so when we focus on building relationships, when we actually care about other people and appreciate other people, it's been long said that, what we appreciate appreciates. And when we focus on the relationship first, the other pieces just kind of start falling into place.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much wisdom there. And that's been a constant theme throughout our segment here, growthtofreedom.com/300. I can't help but wonder, the theme of this episode is really your one breakthrough away. Right. Mm-hmm. And I have a feeling I know what you'll say to this as it relates, as you view it, as what will give you that one breakthrough. But, as you're working again in the current now, because what was working a lot of ways, 90 days ago, 6 months ago is not necessarily working the same way now as you know it. But whether it's a strategy you deploy or use or implement, or at some of your clients, as you got, like I said, close to 100 people in this amazing community, what are 1 to 3 strategies, Kevin, that could, potentially lead to that next big breakthrough as you see it? What would you say?
Sure. I mean, the first thing that I've been using this for a long time is just genuinely showing appreciation for other people, because I can tell you, and especially now more than ever, no matter how successful somebody is, no matter how big their business is, no matter how good things look for somebody else on the outside looking in, there's not an entrepreneur, there's not a person on the face of this planet that gets enough appreciation. And when we show, genuine appreciation, not with an agenda, not with this thing of like, if I give, then I'll be able to receive too, but just give to give, just show appreciation for no other reason than to just do that. Don't look at it as a strategy or a tactic. Just let that be who you are. And you're going to attract so many more people to you. And people will start wanting to have conversations with you. I mean, I love having conversations with entrepreneurs. And, I'm not looking to promote myself or promote my thing. I want to have a conversation with them. And I'm always looking for like, what are they working on? What opportunities are they trying to take advantage of right now? Or what challenges are they dealing with right now that, and I'm always looking in the course of those conversations, and I'm thinking in the back of my mind, well, based on what they're sharing with me, who do I know that would be the best person to connect them with based on what they just shared? And by having those kinds of conversations with people, people talk about networking all the time, and in so many networking environments, everybody's talking about themselves and their business and what I do and this and that. And when everybody's talking like that, nobody's listening. Yep. But when we just ask questions and then listen, because we genuinely want to know the answers, man, when we make people feel like they're being heard, it just endears people to us. So
that's amazing. And as you're listening or you're watching right now, like, how would it change your business for you to be in a place where you realize that capital is not just money, right? That going for an opportunity for other things and recognizing that the probably least important, especially for high level and high profile people, is actually the money side. It's the other things like time, identity, energy, reputation, then most importantly, relationship, right? And what if you made the 3-degree turn? Because maybe you've been a little focused on what you get out of it, focused on the wrong thing versus what you can add to first, what you can contribute first, what you can seek out to find first in their opportunities like Kevin described, or their problems or challenges, and just become a point guard, so to speak, and get them connected to the right people who can help it, which sometimes leads to you, but more times than not doesn't. But the indirect and direct byproducts are amazing with that as well. Now, I'm curious, Kevin, with what you do, why are you doing what you do today?
You know what? Honestly, I love being the hero. I love people coming back to me and just saying, Kevin, wow, thank you so much for that. I connected with so-and-so, I had a conversation, and whatever came from that, and it furthers the relationship capital that I have with people, and people appreciate me for doing what I do, and that's what feeds me. And when people start sharing their wins, man, I mean, that is really exciting. I mean, we hear from people on a weekly basis now, sharing their wins. And Kevin, I talked with so-and-so, and this is what came from it. And we're doing business together now, or whatever came from that. I mean, that's totally what feeds me. And I love hearing that. And quite honestly, I can't get enough. That's what motivates me to keep doing. Well, I want more of that. And so.
And what's amazing about your business, Kevin, and I've admired for over a decade, is the fact that you built it around what you want, like not a custom one size fits all. You didn't build it on like what everybody else thought a business could or should look like. I mean, you've always been very respectful of your family, very respectful of your kids, and being present and available to them most, it seems, from the outside looking in, and then the business stuff around it. In other words, you built your business to be your lifestyle. It wasn't separate. Wasn't
Sure.
front stage is one thing and backstage is another. It was congruent. And you're probably one of the most congruent people that I've met. And you now have this business, which serves you as well as serving others because it's congruent. It's in alignment. And, it's so great to see as, a friend and a peer and all of this different stuff and all the success that you're having with it. I'm curious because both of us have invested a lot in coaching. We've invested a lot in mentoring. We've invested a lot in masterminds and all these different types of things. Probably both of us well over 7 figures in our investment into our growth, right? Overall. And we see it as a ROI, return on investment, return on interaction, return on implementation versus a cost. So who has been a couple of your favorite, coaches or mentors or guides along the way that you'd want to, shout out?
Well, easily, hands down, Joe Polish. I mean, in fact, he was my introduction to direct response marketing all the way back in 1996 was when I met Joe. And through watching Joe and watching what he does and how because Joe is brilliant at connecting with people and being a connector too. And he's definitely been a role model for me. And I look at how long he and I have been friends. I mean, my goodness, that's 24 years now. And it's been such an amazing experience. Another friend of mine, Jesse Elder, has also become a huge mentor to me. I met Jesse in 2012, and just his whole take. I mean, this whole idea of active appreciation and really, understanding that appreciation is what is like that opens the door to so much more. And that's just one of the things that I learned from I've learned so much from Jesse over the years, but like those two guys, they have had a huge, huge impact on my life over the years.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, if you're listening or you're watching and you are intrigued and gone beyond intrigued and you're fascinated to apply the idea of connection, you're fascinated to apply and implement the idea of adding value first, of seeking out to understand, where someone is at with their opportunities or where they're at with their challenges and really become really focused on them first, right? And you can see how this could help your business, right? Kevin, how can people connect with you, learn more about you, learn more about all the great resources you guys have available?
Oh, I'll tell you, I'm a big fan of Facebook. And being quite honestly, you know what? I just have not used LinkedIn that much. I'm firmly entrenched on Facebook. I love sharing, insights that I've learned along the way and connecting with people there. And just, really easy. Look me up on Facebook, Kevin Thompson. I think it's Kevin the Connector. You can hit me up there. And if you saw this podcast, you can shoot me a message. Let me know that you found out about me through Dan. I mean, that would be a great way to hit me up. And if it makes sense, heck, I'm more than happy to make time to talk and get to know you a little bit better.
So I encourage you, go check out what Kevin's doing. Go find him on Facebook, Kevin Thompson, Kevin the Connector, Kevin Thompson, Kevin the Connector, and find out, you want to meet somebody maybe like you that realizes that your business can be meaningful, that it can be purpose-driven, that you can build it on your terms, that you can still be an amazing husband, you can be an amazing father of how many kids? 8, 9?
7. I don't know that many, but I do got 7.
Well, 7's amazing, right? And run a great business at the same time. You want to work with someone and get to know, get a look under the hood. I encourage you to reach out and learn more about what Kevin's up to as well. And you can do that. Go check him out on Facebook, Kevin the Connector, Kevin Thompson. Now, Kevin, what's something I should have asked you that we didn't just get a chance? And again, these are just short segments, but what's something I could or should have asked you that we didn't?
We didn't talk about this, but I got to give you a shout out, Dan, because several years ago, you and I had that one conversation when I was running the training business where you were like, Kevin, what if you do this? And I was like, wow, I don't know, but that sounds interesting. So we did implement that. And I forgot the actual dollar, I can find it. I forgot the actual dollar amount of revenue that came from it. But I know when you followed up with me several years later and asked, I had my assistant pull it up, and I know it was over 600,000 from that one thing. And we implemented that. And so, first, Dan, I want to acknowledge you for that. And just really kind of point out that, you know what, one idea, one thing, when implemented well, can be worth so much revenue for your business. And one relationship. I mean, I look, Dan, how long you and I have known each other, and like now with everything that's going on, and like one relationship can be so valuable. And don't focus on the building of the relationships, and of course the implementation piece too. When you hear from mentors and who give you ideas and say, hey, you should try this, you know what, don't just blow that stuff off. If it resonates, if it hits home, then implement, take action on it, because man, you're going to see results.
So true. In fact, speaking of results and taking it, what are 1 to 3 action steps you hope that our viewers, our listeners take from our conversation?
Well, first of all, I hope, the whole active appreciation thing. I mean, reach out to somebody right now. You have contacts in your phone. Look through those contacts and send out some messages of appreciation. Don't ask for anything in return. Just send out some messages. Let people in your life know one thing that you genuinely appreciate about them, and just send some of those messages out. I guarantee you send 7 to 10 of those messages out, you're going to make people's lives, and you watch what happens in return. Watch the response that you get. And when you see that, I will assure you, it's going to be like, wow, I want to do a lot more of that.
There you have it. I encourage you, take action with what Kevin shared with you. Recognize that people get engaged with you and your products and your service for different reasons than just money. Right? It's time, it's identity, it's energy, it's reputation, it's relationship. And then maybe it has something to do with the financial reward. Let's make sure you're not focused on the wrong thing. Let's focus on the right thing, your potential conversation. One person, one relationship can open the door to so many opportunities. You keep hearing that repetitive theme throughout this series that we've been sharing with you. Active appreciation. Identify their opportunities and challenges, and who can you help get them connected to. If you want to learn more about Kevin, go find him on Facebook, Kevin Thompson, Kevin the Connector. Kevin, you're a gift to me, to my family. You're a gift to business. You're a gift to the world, man. I'm just incredibly appreciative of the way you operate. I love the way you operate and show up in the world, and I'm grateful to call you a friend, and also doing business together, which is a lot of fun too.
Well, thank you, Dan. I mean, the feeling is 100% mutual. Appreciate you too.
So there you have it. Now we got a love fest going. We're going to roast marshmallows and sing Kumbaya. No, just kidding. So take action. Seize the day with what Kevin shared with you. And by the way, send us a note. Send out those 7, 5, 10, 15, 7 messages, active appreciation. And then drop Kevin and I a note and let us know the impact. Let us know, because I can promise you what Kevin shared with you, it will open up whole new doors and doorways of opportunity that you never thought possible. And then what will happen likely is you go, what if I did this once a week? Oh, what if I did this twice a week? Oh, what if I did this 3 times a week? And then you start getting this cascading, this exponential. It's almost like a penny doubling every day, which is why Kevin has gotten the results he has. And you can start having the ability by just doing something simple, active appreciation. Take advantage of it, seize the day, and come from the right place. And watch what happens for you, your business, your family, and more. That's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. You can come back to this episode at growthtofreedom.com/300. Or if you never want to miss an episode, go to growthtofreedom.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on growthtofreedom.com.
Thanks for listening to this episode of growthtofreedom.com. Are you struggling to get a steady flow of new clients every day? Or maybe hit a plateau or hit a wall in growing your business? Well, let's help you solve this problem today. Let's review your business and have a conversation. You can do that for free today at breakthroughstrategycall.com. That's breakthroughstrategycall.com. In addition, if you're looking for a simple way to implement some of what we've been talking about in today's episode, then I want to encourage you to get our free small business toolkit. You can get that at activate.breakthrough3x.com. That's activate.breakthrough3x.com. If you'd like access to the special resources and all the show notes for this special episode, make sure to visit growthtofreedom.com.